blessed because we're actually rejoined with Derwin. He's a repeat veteran for our show. And we brought on Jeff, Lite Coin Leader, with us as well, too, to kind of continue the conversation forward and just really reinforce the education on crypto. So with that being said, I am introducing Jeff and Derwin. We already know Derwin from last week, so I'm going to give Jeff the floor to kind of talk about his background, and then we will get started.
Yeah, thanks, Dustin. So it's a pleasure, first off, to be on here, and I appreciate Derwin giving the opportunity to meet you guys and come on here. But I've been in crypto for about 6 or 7 years now. I used to do real estate. I used to do program management. I used to do a lot of football writing and coaching. All those things kind of put together led me to my own website and YouTube and speaking on the topic, because a lot of people about a year and a half ago were saying, you know, a lot about this crypto stuff. I was helping people for free on Telegram, and I still do that. But I was giving so much advice out there, because as I learned when I was investing in real estate, I would go to the local meetings and learn, and then I went and did stuff. Then I came back, and everybody was listening to me rather than the speakers that they brought in, and because I was the veteran. And that was how things were going. So I took all that knowledge base and just said, okay, now it's time for me to get back to the crypto community. Built my own website, started a YouTube channel last year. It's taken off pretty well, and it led to a lot of speaking engagements around the country. I was at one of the meetups that Derwin facilitated out in California, and I've been like several states multiple times speaking at conferences and stuff, and just become a crypto advisor. I've been more of the medium to expert level, because I've been kind of graduated from people just getting started. But I'm kind of the backstop for the people that I know that are helping people getting started, and I do the advanced stuff, because I always tell them, I said, as you're getting started, helping people get in, because you need multiple people to teach. There's so many people out there that need it. If you get stuck, to say, hey, that's a great question, I know a guy, I can go get you an answer, and I'm usually that guy.
I scratch my own 2 feet to pull you to safety. When the fires are burning like crazy, carnage around us, but you won't feel no pain. I will take your place, I'll be your shield. I will be your shield. I'll defend you.
Yeah, so crypto is, first off, it's not a get rich quick scheme. It is a preservation of wealth. And one of the things that they say about Bitcoin, which is like the Kleenex or the Xerox of the brand, it is the leader in the clubhouse. It's as Bitcoin goes, as does the market. It's 40% of the entire crypto market, and sometimes it's even bigger than that. So as Bitcoin goes, so does the rest of the market. And Bitcoin has a natural 4-year cycle, because every 4 years they cut the supply in half. There's computers that support the network, and the people that run the computers are rewarded with more Bitcoin every so often based on how the program works. But that reward gets cut in half every 4 years. So there's a natural 4-year cycle to Bitcoin. So every 4 years, there tends to be a spike, and then a dip, and then there's a spike again. And we're kind of in between the two spikes. And many people are speculating how big the next spike will be. It could be 200, 300,000. The last spike we had, we went all the way up to in the 60,000 range, like 65, 70,000. But now we're down to 20,000. So people are like, they're worried about it, but they don't understand that that's the natural cycle of how this market works, and everything kind of rides along with it. So and for people that have been in the cycle more than 4 years, they've seen it more than once, or at least once. And if you've been in it for a long time, you've seen it more than once. And you just have to understand that, if you knew that it was going to peak and then it was going to be a valley, you would know to sell it at or near the peak, and then wait for the valley and buy back in. So that's the kind of things you need to learn over time. It is not a get rich quick scheme. It is a wealth preservation scheme. And it is much like digital gold, because it has all the properties of gold, if not better, because it's easier to transport, more secure, and those things.
Don't invest more than what you can afford to. If you're gonna spend your last $20 on eggs or crypto or Bitcoin, buy eggs. Especially times right now, food shortages are high. You don't want to in my opinion, not financial advice, but you don't want to spend your last $20 on Bitcoin when you can buy food for your family. And that's just, it's common sense, but a lot of people, they don't think that way. They're like, oh, Bitcoin's down, let me unload the truck, let me back up, do all this, sell my house, everything to get into crypto, and then it crumbles. Sure, it's going to come back up, but when you see it crumbling, you're jumping out because now you got to feed your family, you got to pay bills. But if you can afford to, just when in doubt, zoom out and hold on for the long term.
I have a lot more confidence of saying where Bitcoin's going to be in 10 years than I'd say in 10 days. Because the short-term time frame is much harder to predict in the long term, because I've got 2 full cycles and then some in 10 years. So I know that the supply is going to be much, much less, and the demand is going to be much, much higher, and the dollar's going to be worth a lot less by then. So the other thing is, like, speaking of investing in yourself, Jaden's doing that right now. He's going to college. He's investing in himself. Those courses cost money. It costs money to go to college. Just like getting education from myself or Derwin or any other crypto expert, or getting a newsletter, find someone you resonate with and invest in yourself by subscribing to that and getting more education, because that education actually expedites your learning curve. You learn faster by talking to someone who's been down these roads faster. If you've been around, I'm not an OG by any means, but I've been around a while. But if you've been around long enough, you're going to make a mistake. You're going to send a coin to Never Never Land, and you wrong address. Maybe you're not 100% sober when you did it, or you're FOMO in. You do a FOMO. You learn these things. That's kind of how we learned our 10 commandments. We learn from our own experience. And one of the rules I live by is, like, I want to be the guy I wish I had when I started. So I try to say, like, here's the mistakes I made, learn from my mistakes, don't do these same things.